Welcome to another edition of Talk City Greensboro, produced by GTN, featuring interviews and events happening around town. It's an easy way to stay in the know while you're on the go. Subscribe to Talk City on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play, or SoundCloud, so you can keep up with what's going on in Greensboro City government. I'm your host, Josh Johnson, and with me today is my good friend and senior producer and all-around great guy, Carlos Castellanos. Thanks for being with me, man.
Yep.
I always get to throw out the intro.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So homelessness is an issue that affects all communities across the United States. Each year, homeless residents pass away in our community with no friends or family to remember them. Please let us welcome Kentia Smith, Housing Support Specialist for Partners Ending Homelessness, to tell us how Guilford County and communities across the nation remember these homeless lives that have been lost each year. Welcome, Kentia.
Hey, Kentia. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. And thank you to the City of Greensboro for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure.
So can you please tell us about the upcoming memorial being hosted by the Guilford County COC and all partnering agencies?
Yes. And so next week on December 21st, we will be hosting the annual yearly homeless memorial. And what this is a memorial that we host every year to honor the lives that have been lost in Guilford County. The memorial takes place each year as a way of allowing these residents to get the honor and recognition they deserve.
Yeah, it's pretty special to kind of recognize and honor those people. So the next question will be, why are the memorials held yearly on December 21st?
Yes. And so the date that is selected each year for the memorial is held on the longest day of the year. Also, December 21st is the start of the summer solstice. Winter solstice.
Winter solstice, that's
winter
right.
solstice.
That's right.
And so
it's the longest night.
The National Coalition for the Homeless, as well as the National Health and Human Services for the Homelessness in 1990, started this yearly annual recognition of the homeless who have passed. And since then, 30 years later, as you see, we have still been dealing with this issue, and it's even gotten even, I don't want to say greater, so I may say worser. So, but that is why it's held on December 21st.
Okay.
Will you please inform us about when the memorials are being held and how the community can get involved? Yeah,
so as you know, Guilford County is a two-city county. And so to accommodate people and, make sure they can get to either location, there will be a memorial hosted in Greensboro and High Point. The Greensboro Memorial will be hosted on December 21st. It will start at 5:30 p.m. This memorial is being hosted at Greensboro Urban Ministries parking lot. Okay. We are so thankful to Greensboro Urban Ministries, the Interactive Resource Center, Salvation Army of Greensboro. All these partnering agencies are helping us put this event together. Also, at the Greensboro Memorial, we will be doing a memorial walk. That walk will start at Greensboro Urban Ministries, and we will end up at Grace Church. We also plan to have a luminary display to honor the lives that have been lost in the city of Greensboro. The City of High Point event will be on December 23rd, and it is being hosted at St. Mary's Episcopalian Church, which is a beautiful church, and we are so thankful to be able to have them to host our event. And this event will also start at 5:30 p.m. We will have great musical renditions by the choir director for St. Mary's Church, as well as the Avow Choir, which is with New Bethel Church. Okay. So both of those events will be hosted in very different locations, but they will both be very beautiful. They will honor each person that has been lost in those communities. And we just ask if, you want to come out and support, or maybe if you've lost someone and you just want that feeling of camaraderie or understanding, please join us at either location.
Okay, fantastic. Those are great events. Well, how about any other upcoming events that Guilford County COC is hosting for the homeless community?
Oh, yes. I'm glad you brought that up because we are actually also in the process of planning for the point in time count. And so just to give you some information, the point in time count is a federally issued count that must take place yearly by the Continuum of Cares. And what this does is it counts all the homeless that are sheltered and unsheltered for one night. This year's point in time count will take place on January 26, 2022. It starts at 8 p.m. and it goes to 5 a.m. And so we are looking for not only volunteers who will be trained to go out and conduct what we do during the point in time count, but we are also looking for donations from the community. Two things. One is we are wanting to serve a hot meal to our volunteers because, as you know, it is not going to be glamorous. It is 8 p.m. It is cold. It is January 26th.
Right.
So, you
It's
know,
gonna be cold.
and we have some great volunteers. We've also already had some Elon students who are volunteer. We've had some Guilford County School social workers who are planning to volunteer. So we're getting some great community support. But what we really need from the community now is donations. One, like I said, food donations to help us provide a meal for the people who will be going out and doing the count. And then we would love to have a hot meal to give the clients that we encounter.
Yeah.
And so we want this to be something very easy. So if we could get like hamburgers, barbecue sandwiches, a box lunch, something very easy and easy to keep warm, we really would appreciate that from the community.
Okay. If there's somebody in the community that can offer that or wants to help with that, what's just to interject, how do they get in? What's the quickest way to get in touch and kind of get that ball rolling?
So you can reach out to me. My email is Kentia, Kentia, at partnersendinghomelessness.org. I know it's long, but yes, that is Kentia at partnersendinghomelessness.org. You can also call me at 336-553-2715 at extension 1005. I would also like to put out there, we have been deemed to really focus on young adults between the ages of 18 and 24. This population is often very hard for us to count because they tend to be more resourceful. So if you are in the community, if you are a young adult experiencing homeless issues, please reach out to us because we are wanting to make sure this population is definitely counted and definitely seen as what needs they need to have served. And so you can reach out to me for all of that. Anything to do with PIT, anything to do with memorials, just anything you might need as far as support from us, Partners Ending Homelessness, the Guilford COC. We are here and ready to serve.
Okay.
Okay. You kind of gave us an overview of the point in time count. Why is that research important?
Well, this research takes place every year to not only monitor if programs are being successful, because as you know, the Guilford COC does receive federal funding. This funding trickles down into a lot of the agencies that we work with who serve the homeless. So they use this count to see, if the programs that are being used to support the homeless are actually being successful. It's also important because if there is an influx in the homeless in your community, the federal government can be made aware of this, and this can lead to them understanding your community may need more funding programs and things like that to focus on this. And so last year, it was a lot colder. We didn't have as many volunteers, but I think we counted close to 600 people that were sheltered and unsheltered across Guilford County. And the great thing is our street outreach team has been working with the county, Guilford County, actually, to map out and find different locations that are known to be high traffic areas for the homeless. And so it's been a great thing to be a part of, but it's also important because it lets the community know and the federal government know what is going on in Guilford County when it comes to the homeless population.
Okay. And that's a yearly count, right?
Yes, every year.
Is it every year the same month? Is it every year in January?
Yes, and I'm glad that's so crazy you brought that up because we have actually been speaking about, this is definitely with the youth committee that I'm on for the COC, about conducting a count in the summer.
Okay.
Because we feel like that would really give you a good count. The winter is good because it shows you really, an unsheltered population of people who really are. But we also think sometimes the winter that may not get everybody because they found shelters and things like that. Even though they're going to be counted if they're in a shelter, we kind of think if we did it in the summer, would that give the federal government more clarity on the homeless, as well as would that help us count and identify more young adults?
Yeah.
Since they tend to be the more resourceful ones and harder to locate.
Okay. All right. So how important are community partnerships in ending homelessness, and how can the community help?
I think partnerships in the community are important for any aspect of change, especially in the homeless. if we work together, if our programs work together, if we can link our clients to the programs that will help them, even if we may not provide that service, we are helping this client navigate a system that can help them lead to stability. So our partnerships that we have, and like I said, we are just so thankful for the partnerships we have with the Guilford COC, as well as Partners Ending Homelessness, with the city of Greensboro, city of High Point, all of these agencies working together and receiving, funding to do what they do, but we collaborate to really figure out how we can end homelessness. And so partnerships help build a strength of resolving the issue, as well as build a capacity of gathering supplies, of networking, identifying other clients who may not are being served. We've seen an influx in the aging population here in Guilford County.
Okay.
We're seeing a lot of 60 and over. And so even linking to senior services, substance abuse services, all of these partnerships help us help our homeless clients to get whatever challenge they have in their life resolved and lead them to stable housing.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot we can do together.
It's really
There's a
true.
lot we
It's
can
really
do
true.
together.
And it's so crazy because I brought up the volunteers for the pit, and we get a lot now because everyone's in the giving mood.
Right.
But we do put out there. Please know this is going to be a very thing. You need to know it's not going to be glamorous.
Right.
And so if you are wanting to volunteer, we really appreciate it. But we want you to know what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
If you can't volunteer and you want to provide a monetary donation, food donation, we are always, after pit, we always need non-perishable foods, hygiene. Our street outreach team covers High Point and Greensboro, so we are handing out things daily to our clients. And so
Okay.
we can use any support from the community we can, and we always appreciate the support we already have from the community.
All right. And once again, for people who want to contribute in any way, where's the best place for them to go?
They can call Kentia Smith at 336-553-2715, extension 1005, or they can email me at Kentia, KENTIA, at partnersendinghomelessness.org.
Okay. Well, Kentia, we really appreciate you coming on the show and talking with us and giving us this information. It's been a pleasure to have you. And come back again. Maybe we'll have you on the show again. Maybe we can talk a little bit more about doing a count in the summertime.
That would be great. That would be great. And I always thank you all for letting me come on here and share the events. I love this media outlet. I think it's great the city does this, so I appreciate you all as well. Thank you, Josh.
You are very welcome. It's been our pleasure. Thank you for being
Thank you
here.
for coming in.
Stay tuned in weekly by subscribing to Talk City Greensboro on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. And don't forget, you can download Talk City from SoundCloud.
That's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Talk City. Be sure to watch GTN, your official source for news and information about the city of Greensboro. GTN is available on Spectrum Channel 13,
AT&T UVerse Channel 99.
and North State Channel 31.
GTN also streams live on Roku and the city's website at
Greensboro-NC.gov.